few days back, I was pulling cards for the collective. One of the cards that appeared was starting over. And I don't think it could have been any more timely because Holi is the perfect moment for renewal. It is Holi today. Happy Holi. Spring is here. The earth is, stretching awake and the buds are breaking open. The air is humming with possibility through and through. At least that's what I am feeling. And it's a time for shedding, of stepping into something new, to embrace the newer beginnings with open arms and open heart. And before we drench ourselves in color today, before the laughter and the celebration, it is important to think why fire comes first, why Holika Dahan is done before all this. For anybody who is not aware, on the night before Holi, flames rise in the ritual of Holika Dahan. Logs, leaves, grass, old grains, and even symbolic belongings, they are offered to the fire. It is almost a reenactment of an ancient story, the tale of Prahlad and Holika. Prahlad was a child devotee of Lord Vishnu and was born into the household of a tyrant. His father, Hiranyakashipu, he despised him. He despised his faith and he was hell bent on destroying him, his own child. And Holika, who was the king's sister, possessed a boon that made her immune to fire. She was sent to trick Prahlad, to hold him in her lap as they sat in the flames, just to ensure that Prahlad, who was irking the king's eye because he would deny worshipping his father instead of God, was destroyed, just to make sure that Prahlad was burnt in this trickery. But when the fire roared to life and it was Holika who had the boon who was actually burnt, and Prahlad remained absolutely untouched. His devotion, his truth, his connection to the divine, it was stronger than any force of destruction. It was stronger than anybody who was against him. As I was thinking about this last night, I realized Holi is not just the riot of colors, the joyous environment that we have around us. It is an ancient invitation to start over, to begin again. Because Prahlad is not just a figure in myth. He's in our heart, he is the heart. The part of us that is pure, absolutely unshaken, always still, always in connection with something greater than ourselves. And Holika is everything that tries to smother that truth. The fears that hold us back, the grudges that weigh us down, the false identities that we cling to, and the ego whispers, this is who you are, when in reality we are something much, much vaster and much freer. Holika is everything that prevents us from seeing the true nature of ourselves, from seeing the true nature of our heart, which is God itself. Holika burns, but Prahlad remains. It's so beautiful, these folklores, mythology, the stories in every culture, how they reflect the truth of our lives, how they reflect the spiritual truths that we often try to run away from. And the fire of Holi, it reminds me that every single time when I thought that I was surrounded with falsehood, with negativity, with toxicity, it fell away. And what was real could never, ever be consumed. It stayed steadfast. Lastly, I believe in every tradition, every religion, fire is not just an element, it's a force of purification. And purification in alchemy is one of the most important stages to becoming whole, to becoming one with your true nature. The yogis call it tapas, but the way they translate it is burning away of impurities through discipline and devotion. which also brings me to bhakti, which takes us back to Prahlad, because that's what he was doing throughout. And the Sufis, they speak of burning in the fire of love. आग का दरिया है और डूब के जाना है. That's what they meant. That the river is of fire, and the only way that you can row across is by jumping into it and then swimming through it, letting the ego dissolve, so only the true essence remains. A couple of days ago, when I was at a silent retreat in Himalayas, we were told that even in Buddhism, the fire sermon, it teaches that all things that we cling to, the desires, the fears, the identities, the labels, all the negativity, all the impurities, all the negative thought patterns, they burn with little fire rituals that we do. And we did it on the last day of our retreat. It was one of the most beautiful moments of my life, one of the most beautiful things that I ever witnessed. So, this Holi, it's an opportunity, not just to celebrate, but to let go, to release the parts of ourselves that are no longer serving us. Step into this fire willingly, knowing that only what is false will be reduced to ashes. Set that intention. Intentions play a very big role in our spiritual journey. So do prayers. Do that before you try to analyze what exactly is preventing you from seeing the true nature of yourself, of your heart. Do let me know what you are offering to the flames.